This is the Model Croc. New project for my nephew, Talese, and he's out in California. Going out there in a little bit to visit and surf. And you can see it's kind of a longer, thinner one with a dragon eye. That's going to go right there. That's the croc eye. It looks pretty sweet right there. Has a natural wave progression from the mouth coming back here, and what I'm going to do is have it like the croc is going this way, and I'm going to have these mini little surfers here going this way like they're being swallowed. And then inside, when I carve this wave part out, I have some crocodile teeth that are coming in the mail, and I'm going to put some hanging down and some going up, and then the surfers have to dodge through that. And then back here, there's going to be a tube, kind of like its throat, and they just get sucked into that. So pretty simple design. Looking forward to giving it a run. All right, I think you can start to see where this is going. Got some good carving out. I got the throat here with kind of a mini channel narrowing into that. With the bigger part, I'm going to have teeth coming out here. I'll put some kind of eyeball there, and then I'm going to get another open channel that'll open into here. That's the entryway. Not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. So things are moving along pretty quickly. I got the entry channel done, which you go in on your stomach that way, and then you pop up, and I'm going to have the teeth kind of interspersed. You have to go around and through them. This guy's going to be up kind of in the barrel, so I got to figure out where to put the tooth there. And then that will get you into the tail end of the ride, right into the gullet. It's always nice when the eyeball goes in. I got one little snaggle tooth on there, but it's amazing how this eye socket already was a knot, and so it looks like it has that ridge-like skin around the eye already. I just love it. I'm going to leave this second one. You almost could see maybe it's an iguana, some kind of animal head there, but I'm going to not mess with that. I was going to make it into a nose, but it's better to just leave it. I just can't stop, so I'm adding the backside, some kind of stoned fish or something, and then I'm going to have resin in different kinds of sand coming around, forming into a wave, and I'll finish off with a wave down here, hopefully a pipeline type shape with probably just one surfer on it. You can't see the glow in the dark too good, but I got a white rim around the blue glow in the dark paint. I put down some primer underneath it first to bring it out a little bit. Goes down the tip there, and then there's some out through here, and then on the opposite side I just made the piece of the a bit of the wave there. The stuff from the eye here is going to be more resin, but there's a nice tube there, pipeliney, and the teeth are coated with white resin. Can't tell real good, but those teeth are going to go on the alligator, and back here got some resin on the wave and some resin on the cassowary, kind of creating that wave. That's going to be the primary wave. That piece up there is going to be red. And then here's the attempt at some of the, I guess the spray that's coming off the surfboards. I tried to figure out what shape it's going to be. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I'm going to try to put that behind the surfboards and make it look cool. So pretty happy with how that all turned out. So instead of stoner fish, I think I'm going to switch it to Barry, the Barracuda, and I'm making the wave a silver metallic paint with a blue metallic over it as the stripes on the Barracuda, but also as curls. And as you can see, we got the contrail put in here. Did that yesterday, coming out of the tube. And then I'm also adding some stones in here to make it a little more sketchy. And then he has to come down here. The only way you can get out is go there, and there's a chute right there. And these little rocks are from Kings Beach that Jill picked up. And I may sprinkle some other sand from Pipeline through here, but I'm having a hard time getting them glued in there, so it's taking shape. I finally got my Barracuda teeth in the mail from Florida. I guess they're fossilized, so as you can see, most of them are pretty dark colored, and I only found 2 that were a little bit lighter colored, so I went with those. And I got the eyeball in, and I did a little carve out for these 2. And you know how the Barracudas usually have that, the bottom tooth on the bottom jaw is actually the furthest out. So I put those 2 in. I just think that looks kind of cool with the eyeball and going all the way back to the wave. So we'll save these other teeth for something else. I couldn't find my shark teeth, or I probably would have used those, so this worked out better. Here's something unique that I haven't done before. I'm going to fill in this little rock garden right here under the wave on the Barracuda. These rocks are from Kings Beach and North Shore of Lake Tahoe. Got to make it, complicated. But I'm going to put clear resin, and I was just going to do my Pipeline sand, but I didn't want to use a ton of it, and I have a lot of resin, so I thought, you know what? Why don't I go for a chunk of all of the sand? This one was Narragansett in Rhode Island. This is white sand from New Zealand. Got sweet little teeth in there. And then my other ones are over here. The different New Zealand, Costa Rica black sand, New Zealand black sand, Costa Rica, New Zealand, Kennebunk, and then the last one down there is Kings Beach. So I'm going to put just a little bit of each and then pour them over the rocks. This is what it looks like with all of them in there before I start mixing it up. And let's see what happens. Ooh, it's a lot chunkier than I thought. The bottom layer is the Pipeline sand. I didn't want to put too much black sand in or it would kind of wreck it, I think, but let's see what happens. Alright, I'm going to do a better job on that and get back to it. Here we have our nice tasty little blend. The bigger chunks in there are from Pipeline and Costa Rica, and luckily it didn't get too dark from the black sand, but I think once I lay that in, and it's going to be a little tricky to get it to not spill over the front, which wouldn't be so bad, but to try and just nestle it in the rocks. And then the guy's going to come out here, and then he jumps down into that little spot, and that's how he shoots out the other end. So I'm going to put some blue resin on these stripes too, because then when you hit it with the black light, it looks more like a wave. I think I need to come up with a name for this mixture, but we can do that later. Small complicating factor, as I've been syringing the sandy cocktail into the rock garden here. It's been right in that little area in front of you. It's been draining down through a gap, so I've had to reapply a lot, and I finally figured out where it was coming out. So it's been leaking down there. I'm trying to plug it with a toothpick, so we'll see. I'm really happy with how Barry turned out. And I don't have the surfer in yet, but there's a little spillover. But you can still see the sand. It's pretty cool looking. Then I realized, you know what? A surfer is coming from that barrel in there, but how does he get there? And on the other side, you know, you have to boogie board or like on your belly on the surfboard through that hole there. So what I did, you can't see it very well, but there is a secret passage if you're so inclined and you have the skills. You can take the top route, and that will take you over to Barry Diorama. See you ride. It can be a harrowing experience. You come in on your stomach, right into the mouth. You can go to the upper channel, which takes you to the barracuda, or the main channel, which takes you to the crocodile. Kind of stay on your stomach as you're coming down and around. Pop up right into the chute, into the wave. I don't have the upper teeth in yet, but they'll be there. And you hit the bank top at the top. You can come down, take the side channel on the left, and if you want to go back on your stomach, you pop through the tooth there, or you can grab the tooth like she's doing, whip around, go into the final throat shot, right down the gullet and out the other side, and you got yourself one hell of a ride. A little too easy for you during the day? Big Tubs has a special pass that you can get for a night ride. Not many make it, but it's worth trying. Let's take a look. Come right up the middle. Nice stomach ride. Pop up into the main wave. You have to feel your way through. You might hit a couple teeth. That's okay. If you fall off, it only goes into oblivion. Once you get to that final throat tube, a little tougher to navigate at night, but once you come out the other end, it's Valhalla. For those who want a more barreling type wave, they can take the upper channel. Tougher to get into. Need a better technique, but you get the ride of your life when you come out on Barry, the barracuda. Shoot right past those rocks, down onto the off ramp, and away you go. Gotta stay tight during that tube ride until you get into the main chamber. A lot of good surfers have tried Barry, finding the other side just a little bit too easy. Just last week, Kai Lenny was out here. He broke his wrist, but that's nothing for him. Starts with something sharp up front, into a beautiful barrel, but the boneyards have claimed many. It's rewarding once you make it all the way to Valhalla.